Today we're going on a canoe trip. The lake is calm, so we shouldn't have to fight a whole lot of weather here. Canoe is obviously an ancient way of travel. It is the most beautiful way of travel if you're on a waterway. It can be a little unstable. You have to be very careful. That's why we're wearing life jackets. You want to be safe when you're doing these things. But we're going to go to an unnamed creek. We're going to see if we can find some grayling. It's going to be fun. During our time in Alaska, we'd been in lots of different types of boats. We'd been in the bigger boats out on the ocean. We were in the jet boats on the Talkeetna River. But it was great to finally get into a silent and beautiful canoe. It just takes me back. I believe we go back to the old days and the old ways when things were simpler, things were quieter, things were easier. Absolutely love time in a canoe, especially with a good friend. And when you're in the back, sometimes you can even take a few strokes off. Sorry, Keith. I remember my grandfather teaching me the fisherman's prayer, and it went like this: Lord, give me the grace to catch a fish so big that even when speaking of it afterwards, I never need to lie. Well, we could have applied that for grayling fishing, but instead of size, it would have been numbers. I have never seen so many trophy grayling in one place. It was an absolute fisherman's dream to stand there and cast, and you literally could catch a grayling, a big, beautiful grayling, on every cast of the fly. What a day. You know, I love to work with the next generation, but every now and then it's great to get away with a friend, a seasoned outdoorsman, and just enjoy fishing together. Keith Reid is that kind of guy. Love the man, trust the man, and in a place like Alaska, that's the kind of guy you want to have around. Thanks, Keith. One of the most important qualities that the man of God can demonstrate at all times is that of love. Love. Love is not a weak word, it is a very, very strong one. Let me read you a little piece of scripture. Paul is writing here, I'm over in 1 Corinthians 13, and he says this. He said, if I speak in the tongues of men and angels, but have not love, I'm a resounding gong or clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, if I have faith that can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not rude. It's not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. It does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails. There are two extremes for men of God. One is that we're this meek, quiet little thing. We're just afraid to say anything and do anything. Obviously, that's wrong. But the other one is we're these muscle-headed macho guys that can't show emotion, can't show we love, can't show any sign of weakness, and that's just as wrong. The reality is we should be able to be tough as nails and gentle as doves and have the ability to move from point to point as needed. Point to point as needed. And what's cool about love is that it never fails. That's pretty awesome. You need to understand that love is based on willpower and not emotions. Because sometimes you'll deal with people, you don't want to love them. Sometimes you get angry with your children, your spouse, others around you. But you have to make a decision that you will love. You'll continue to love. It's very, very important. If you don't develop the ability to love others, then you will never have followers. Your children will not follow you because they love you. They'll follow you because they're afraid of you. And that lasts only until they're no longer afraid or until they're no longer in your home. But if you love, they will follow you all the days of your life. They will be drawn to you because you love them. It's extremely powerful. You have to ask yourself, are you a one that loves? Do you show love? Are you a man that loves? It's very important. Now you need to understand this, that actions, not thoughts or words, is the way that we know that we love. What you do, what you say, and how you say it determines the level of love that you have. I've had people tell me, oh man, I just love my family. I love my workers. I love that. I go, well, do they know it? How would they know that? Is there evidence to convict you that you do love them? Well, no, I'm not very good about showing my emotions. Then don't tell me you love. You've got to show it. You've got to demonstrate it. You've got to let people know by what you do, say, and how you say it that you truly love them. John 15:13 is a common scripture, one I use a lot. No greater love has this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. If you want people to know you love them, lay your life down. It means do something for them that they can't do for themselves. It means give them your time, your talents, your treasures, whatever it takes. Then they'll know that you love them. Mother Teresa, an amazing woman of God, she said this: we think sometimes that poverty is only being hungry, naked, and homeless. The poverty of being unwanted, unloved, and uncared for is the greatest poverty. We must start in our own homes to remedy this kind of poverty. Isn't that something? And there are men that have these great ministries, but their family members feel unloved. Start at home. Start at home. Let your wife know you love her. Your children have to feel that you love them. When the home is solid, if I take care of my home and you take care of your home, we're going to be okay. But don't think that you got to go save the world if you're not loving the people at home. It makes no sense. That becomes a form of hypocrisy. It's a pretty tough way for us to function. I love what it says in 1 Peter 4:8. It says, above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. We're going to make mistakes, and one of the things that happens even in the body of Christ is somebody makes a mistake and we write them off. Don't need you anymore, can't use you anymore, you're not perfect. There was only one that was perfect, and he's gone. That was Jesus. The rest of us are going to mess up, we're going to get things wrong. We're going to hurt each other, we're going to say things that we shouldn't have said. And what happens then is we need to go to one another, reconcile, and continue to love. My own life, I was a pretty good kid for about the first 18 years, and then something happened that changed my life. My hero died, my grandfather died. He taught me to hunt, to fish, and so on. He got cancer and he died. And while I grew up in a good home, it wasn't a gospel-filled home. I didn't understand heaven. I didn't understand eternity. I didn't understand spiritual things. All I knew was that my hero was gone. And it absolutely shattered my heart. And my heart became hard as a bone. And for the next 12 years, I did not care about another human being on this earth. And those were years that I lumberjacked, I played semi-pro football, I broke men's bones, I was mean, I was ornery, and I just didn't care. I didn't care about young ladies that I dated. I didn't care about a guy that was on the other side of the field from me, and anybody that got in my way got hurt. Now that sounds really odd even for me to say that now, because that is no longer my nature. But the Lord came in and changed my heart. And I began to learn how to love, and I began to let other people in. And getting married was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I learned to love a woman properly. And then along came Christopher and Stephen and Jennifer and Daniel, my children. And I learned to love the next generation. And now along comes Bella and Joy and Ezekiel. My grandkids. And I understand that I'm here for a limited period of time. And I could spend my time trying to be a tough guy. There's always somebody lots tougher. I prefer now to spend my time trying to be one that loves. And I've learned that hands that can hurt can also heal. And so my prayer has been, God, use me to heal. Just as one time in my life, one period, I was used to hurt. Guys, we can learn to love. And I've had men say, well, you don't understand, I wasn't raised with that. I was abused when I was growing up. People hurt me. And I say, yes, but God is able to heal your heart and your mind and your emotions. And He can set you free. And when you're free then to love. Guys, we're called to love others. It is the greatest gift that we can give to our wives and to our kids, to our grandkids, to those around us. It's just to show them love. Later in the afternoon, all the others joined us, and soon fish were being caught all around us. What a riot. He's a dandy. He's a dandy. Here he goes. Yeah. I'm gonna let him go. Zoop. I am so proud of John. He has got it, man. He has got it. This technique is great. He's casting away. Oh my God, that was perfect, John. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now he's gonna catch a fish. He just got a bite. He's giving him a break though. He's giving him a break. Here it comes. Here it comes. Shoot it back out there, buddy. And sometimes 1 or 2 false casts is all you need, and then drop it. There you go. Look at that, buddy. Perfect. There, you got him. Hit him. Yeah, and all you gotta do is just lift that rod tip kind of gentle when you see that line move, and the hook will set. He's a good fisherman. He gets it. He knows what's going on. He needed 2, 3 little tiny things, and his technique now is great. He's this real strong guy. So as the technique and strength come together, he'll be casting about halfway across the lake. My buddy John was soon ready for some advanced tips, and it wasn't long before he was casting like a pro. Look at here. This guy, that fish, it was awesome.
He taught me how to cast.
Good job, buddy. All right, now you got it. Catch a dozen.
You know, when I first started, I was just trying to manhandle it, just kind of force it back and forth, because I just thought, okay, if I whip it hard, I'll be able to get it out there further, but I mean, that's not the right technique. So Brian over here saw me trying to whip a horse, and he said, hey dude, that's the wrong way. And I was like, oh no, I'm sure I'm just doing it. I'm doing it right, it's just not working. And sure enough, he comes over and just gently shows me how to do it. Fine-tuning some of the techniques and stuff, and sure enough I'm able to get out there a lot further, so which is awesome. It's a great feel to be able to get it out there far. I mean, when you look at this and his line's just going like 25-30 feet out there or further, that's impressive. And to be able to just do a little bit of that is phenomenal. It's a sense of accomplishment if I can get 15 feet. So
So is this your first time fly fishing ever?
I would say like this, yes, absolutely. So it's a good feeling to be able to start to see some progress and catch a fish. So.
And how many fish have you caught so far? Today,
probably 3. So I'm starting to catch up to Brian. He's caught like 35. But the morning is still young, so he's probably caught like 4 or 5 since we've been standing here. It's cool though, it's encouraging.
I was thoroughly blessed watching Keith work with his lovely daughter, teaching her how to fly fish. It reminded me so much of my daughter Jenny and the many times that we've had together, catching fish and just enjoying the time.
This is my first time fly fishing.
Do you like it so far?
I do. It's fun. It's definitely different than anything I've done before. I'm used to catching salmon. This is completely different, but it's a lot of fun.
So how is this technique different than other fishing?
there's more finesse to it. So salmon, I'm just so used to them coming up and biting that hook, and you can really feel it, where the grayling, you can't really feel it, and you just have to be really gentle with it.
God always intended there to be a very, very special bond between a father and a daughter. Keith and his lovely daughter showed just exactly how that's supposed to work for us.
If I could think of something that would describe my dad, the first thing that comes to my mind is hardworking. He is definitely probably one of the hardest working people that I know of. From the time I was young to even, now, he's just always working, always made sure to provide for my family, for me, whether that was going to a Christian school, being able to be involved in activities growing up, having the opportunity to be blessed with coming out and enjoying the great outdoors. And when I think about my dad and all his hard work he's done for our family, that really helped me choose, or not necessarily even choose, but it was a good characteristic for me to look for in my future husband, John. He is also extremely hardworking as well. But most recently, this was probably just about a week or so ago, I was just so overwhelmed by the fact that we have such a blessed life right now. We were up in Talkeetna, just having a great time. We came back into town, and I had watched this video that just made me so thankful for the fact that my dad has allowed me and my family to grow up enjoying just God's creation. I don't think I ever really fully understood that until just recently, just how amazing that is, because not everyone gets to do what we do. Not everyone gets to come out here to this amazing places like this and just have fun and enjoy spending time as a family. Dad, thank you so much for everything that you've done for me and my family, our family, I guess. I am forever grateful for everything that you've taught me and my brothers, for everything that you've done, that you've blessed us with. I love you so much, and I know words can't describe that, but thank you for everything.
It didn't seem like the day could get any better. We'd had great fellowship, we caught tons of grayling, we were actually ready to pack it in and go back to the cabin. And all of a sudden, these huge lake trout showed up at the mouth of the river, and we tied on monster flies and gave it a go. I mean, no one catches lake trout on big flies. It just never, ever happens. Or does it?
There you go, Bly. Look at the colors on that, dude. Wow. I gotta get a picture of that.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing here.
That was a beautiful fish, sir. The
Yes,
Laker
sir.
on a fly rod.
Laker on a fly
Doesn't
rod.
get much better
Wow.
than that.
My beloved buddy, Keith, gave me one of his flies they call the Dalai Lama. And so It's not a beautiful cast, it's more schlinging schlonging, and out it goes. And we just hit a lake trout. Gorgeous. It's my last fish in Alaska. I'm done. I'm happy. Well, another amazing day in the wilds of Alaska. Found this little creek, came up here, it flows into a lake. We caught grayling on almost every cast. We've got a few bugs, you can tell that. They look horrible, but they're just bothersome. They're not biting. And we even caught some lake trout. What a day. What a day. I hate to leave, but it's time to go.